Hi everyone. So today I'm going to start by telling you all a story. शायद आपने अपने बचपन में सुनी भी होगी, but it has a very meaningful, a very important lesson. It is a story of a family that lived in a village, a mother, father, and their daughter. So one fine day, the father came home with three things, and he called his daughter and said that take these three things: one egg, one potato, and one pack of tea leaves. And he said that you have to boil these three things in three different vessels with the same amount of water in the same amount of temperature. So the girl got a little confused, but as directed by the father, she put egg in one vessel, she put the tea leaves in one vessel, and the potato in the other, in the third vessel. And then she started boiling them. The father asked the daughter that you have to stay put and you have to watch what happens. So, of course, at that point, the girl was a little confused, but she still kept on looking because she knew that somewhere her father is trying to tell her something, or the father is trying to explain her something, some deeper meaning. So she kept watching the three things. As these three things boiled and some 10 to 15 minutes went by, the father said, now see what has happened to these three things. With the same amount of water, the same temperature, what has happened to each of these three: the potato, the egg, and the tea leaves? I believe that when failure strikes, the choice is always in our hands as to how to deal with failure. The failure itself does not define us, does not limit what we can do, but how we choose to look at it, how we choose to get past it, definitely does. And this story has a meaningful lesson attached to how we can deal with failure. Look at how the egg turns out. The egg turns out harder. The potato turns out softer. And the tea leaves give their entire property to the water itself. So failure is like that high temperatured water which is trying to test us, which is trying to challenge us, which is grueling for us. It's difficult for us to get past it. But what we choose to turn out after that depends on us and our strength, our inner strengths. So are you like the potato that turns out softer, that becomes weaker, that chooses to lose sight of its goal? Are you one of those that in the sight of failure, your determination, your strength, your weaknesses, everything is overpowered by that grueling, that challenging situation? So I ask you, do you look at failure as a lost attempt? Or do you look at it as a stepping stone? Are you like, the egg that turns harder, that becomes even stronger in the face of that grueling water temperature? Are you like the egg that you've become harder, you've chosen to introspect, you've chosen to find out what could have gone wrong? Introspection leads you to find out your mistakes. More important is the way you deal with those mistakes, which is reflection. Are you capable enough of reflecting on your own actions and deciding for yourself? And thirdly, not repeating your mistake. If you can choose that in the face of failure, if you can choose to introspect, to reflect, and be wary of not repeating the same thing, then I think the failure doesn't define you. What you choose to do after that, that is getting up and facing it strongly, facing it with your whole might. That's who you are. That's what decides your future, and that's what decides your success for you. So again, I ask you, do you see failure as a lost attempt, or do you see failure as a chance for improvement, as a chance to get better? Are you like the tea leaves? The more you boil the tea leaves in the water, the more the water temperature, the better comes out the color of the water. So are you like a tea leaf that you adapt to the situation so quickly, you adapt to that failure so quickly, and instead of the failure overpowering your condition, you come out to be stronger than that mere failure. So again, do you see failure as a mere lost attempt, or do you see failure as, a new opportunity, just in a different packaging? I believe that the choice is always yours.